doctor of chiropractic. So people that don't fit the model perfectly, people that are struggled with weight, or maybe they have conditions, metabolic conditions, which preclude them from even exercising, we can help you. This is the beautiful part about the laser. It helps whether you're, eight. Well, I would suggest you be at least 16 or 17 because your body fat, you're still growing. And if you probably have a weight issue, it's probably from eating and not exercising. But as you get older, that weight gain is can be due to metabolic problems. It could be due to hormonal issues. It could be due to habits of overeating to feel better. We eat sometimes to calm ourselves or to soothe ourselves. And if you're under a lot of stress all the time, then overeating becomes a tool. It becomes a mode of operation, the MO of somebody who is using food to feel better. And eventually, if you're eating more than you're burning, the law is you're going to gain weight. And as the weight gains, it shows up as fat and it accumulates on our body. And over time, it makes us sick. It can affect our pancreas and our heart and our vessels. It can cause our knees and our feet to ache. It leads to neuropathy. It leads to low energy. It leads to chronic fatigue-like symptoms, depression, because we just every day we feel so hopeless, and we have to sleep more. There's so many ways it affects our lives. It's too many to list here, but I think if you're someone who's struggled with weight loss and you've tried and failed, there has to be a better option. And I really believe at my Slim Body Laser Spa, I have found an option, a process, something that you can sign up for, something which has a medical professional supervising and running the whole show, which is me. I'm a client and I'm the doctor and I'm the owner. That your results are probably more important to me than the results are if I was to do the process, because my life, my vision, my dream is dependent on getting the results as much as possible within a person's physical limitations. And even that, we can go through that because the laser is so effective at helping you to get rid of that stubborn fat. I have a saying at the Slim Body Laser Spa that the staff joke about it. When people are considering surgical liposuction as their first option, it means they're really stuck like somewhere in 2000 and before. you know 2004 is when they discovered these lasers. And so if you're still thinking of liposuction as your first option and wondering how you're going to afford the downtime from surgery and the risks associated with anesthesia and any surgical procedure, there is a better way, at the Slim Body Laser Spa. And if you're having difficulty finding me, all you have to do is type into your computer Dr. Tred, DRTRED, and you will find pages and pages of testimonials, of opinions, of information, which is reviews. We just recently broke 100 reviews on Google, and they were all positive. So it's been quite exciting. At my Slim Body Laser Spa, I'm offering low-level laser services, and my machines are FDA cleared. And what that means is the Food and Drug Administration has looked at this particular technology, this machine I'm using, which has a serial number, and the FDA has cleared it as safe. And that means as long as it's used the way it's designed to be used, which is to apply it to somebody's skin, the way we use it, it's completely safe with no risk and no side effects. And this machine, when you apply the low-level laser to your subcutaneous fat, it actually causes the fat cells to open up, and little pores form after about 8 to 10 minutes of this very gentle red light energy going into the fatty area. It causes some of the fluid to be released. It emulsifies a certain amount of those fatty cells. A cell is a container, just like cans in your cupboard. You might have Campbell's soup cans. You might have some Chef Boyardee cans of emergency food. You might have canned vegetables. Well, even though they're in your kitchen, If they're inside those cans, you can't access the food. You have to open up the can to get the food out. Your fat cells are exactly the same way. When you eat food and you eat more than you're going to burn that day, you're overeating, you're eating more than your resting caloric intake, which is how you gain weight. Those extra calories are stored in adipose tissue, which is fat cells. They're like little containers. And when they open up and they store that fatty acid within it, and those containers close, the only way that you can open them again is to be hungry. That's the mechanism that opens up the fat cell is you have to be hungry. And you have to be hungry for more than just an hour. You might even have to be hungry more than every couple times a week because fat is very precious to your body and it does not want to give up your best caloric source just because you skipped a meal yesterday. It saves those fatty calories for the end of life, for starvation, for, you know, the world has gone to the tube, into the pit, into the toilet, and there's no food around, and that extra fatty calories is going to be really important to keep your body functioning after 3, 4, 5, 6 months of not eating. People think that if I just skip a meal today, or I start, I don't eat for the morning and I just have dinner. As long if it's not done consistently, it's almost binge eating, and we end up becoming fat doing that because you're not really burning fat. So when we apply my low level laser to your area, it's FDA cleared as safe, and it actually releases the stubborn fat naturally in a series of 9 sessions in 3 weeks. Each session releases about 600 calories. It opens up the canned food in your kitchen, in your cupboard, to be equal to one meal. Now, once it's been released from the can, right, you can heat it up. You can season it with a little salt and pepper, and it's fairly palatable. I mean, you can eat it. It isn't cold. You're not having to bite through the can with your teeth. It's open and it's there for you to eat. And your body fat's the same way. Just because you want to burn and just because you want to reduce your belly fat and you decide you're going to eat less today doesn't mean you lost any belly fat. You don't know. And the chances are you haven't. Otherwise, it would be getting smaller. So what the laser does, the laser allows us to go past your normal nutritional, the way you normally burn fat. We put this laser on your subcutaneous fatty compartment, this stuff on the outside. 30 minutes of applying laser releases 600 calories from those containers, from those fat cells. Now, that energy has to be consumed, converted to glucose, and burned as energy by you within the next 4 hours. So lasers applied for 30 minutes, and now you have 2 to 4 hours to move those calories from the cupboard, so to speak, into the kitchen, and then burn it as energy. So we say the laser is applied to the outer fat layer, and that's and that releases the calories. And then you have to stand on something. We have to encourage the movement of the calories. It's not normal for the body to go to the outer fat to get calories when you're not hungry. So we trick the body by using something called whole body vibration. And the vibration plate, you stand on it for 10 minutes after laying on your back for 30 minutes. And in that 10-minute time frame on that whole body vibration, the vibration plate stimulates circulation. It helps improve blood flow. It helps improve, it burns calories. And it also moves peripheral outside fluid, which would be like edema, which is left over from the laser, into the system, and you burn it as energy. So the laser combined with whole body vibration, combined with food not eating 2 hours before or 2 hours after, is really the only thing that's necessary to get results at my laser spa. Of course, there's client selection, there's expectations that are sometimes can be difficult to deal with, but we explain it very carefully and very thoroughly. And if you're interested in coming in for a consultation, my consultation is free. It's not because it's free, it's not worth it. I do it for free because I don't want any barrier for you to come in and find out if it's something that can help you. Uh, you most likely will not be able to start immediately because of we're very busy. We have a lot of people that have already pre-booked and are waiting for their times, but at least you can find out, check it out, see it, touch it, feel it, look at the pictures, get some information so you can make a better choice. If you choose to leave and maybe you don't have the money to start today, or you're, going to put together your funds because it's important to you, that's really important. So we're there to help you.